inshallah, they'll see the light of freedom, and they'll see it soon, inshallah. The history of humankind is replete with this one example, time and again, for thousands and hundreds of years, that without people's will, you can't suppress them forever. And the freedom struggle of the Kashmiris is one of the oldest freedom struggle in the history of mankind in recent times. In our holy country, our homeland, Pakistan, we got our independence in 1947 on 14th of August. And the biggest hypocrisy in the name of democracy in the world, which is India, got its independence on the 15th of August 1947, Mr. Chairman. But the freedom struggle of Kashmiris is going on since 1929. It was the freedom struggle of Kashmiris against the oppression and occupation at that times of United Kingdom and now of India, which was the catalyst of the freedom struggle of Pakistan. My Honorable Chairman, Senate, sitting here in the House of Federation, we have seen many nights when the women and children in occupied Kashmir, they pray for the light of the dawn, because in the darkness of the night, when the Gundas in the uniform of Indian military, pumped with the hate of RSS theology, which is the modern day significance of Nazism, of Adolf Hitler, whose equal in the modern times is Mr. Narendra Modi. When those Gundas come in the night, they don't come just to terrorize people. They use rape as a weapon of war. When they rape an 85-year-old old woman in front of her children and grandchildren, and when they rape a young girl in her teens in front of her father and grandfather, the message which they want to give to the people of Kashmir is they want to use rape as an oppression, as a tool of war. At the same time, they're using apartheid. At the same time, they are using demographic change. On the 5th of August 2019, when they change Article 370 and 35A against their own constitution, the basic purpose of that was to change the demographics of the Indian occupied Kashmir. We strongly denounce that act. And we want to remind the world that this is one of the greatest burden on the collective conscience of the world, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chairman, sir. This is an unfinished agenda which is lying on the mind and conscience of the world, and especially United Nations. Anybody who stands on international forums and talks about humanity and human rights and not talking about Kashmir, allow me to say that it will be a sort of hypocrisy. And when the Indians are using these might, and when they're using these tools of war, of genocide and mass killings and mass rapes, what is the answer of the Kashmiris to them? The answer of the Kashmiris to them is an 80-year-old man who died in incarceration in the form of Baba Hurriyat, Mr. Ali Gilani late, when he said that hum Pakistani hai and Pakistan hamara hai. Can you expect somebody who is fragile and weak, 85-year-old old man, incapacitated in an atrocious Indian jails, and he's calling them from the Kashmiri soil to his occupiers that we Kashmiris are Pakistanis and Pakistan is ours. And he was saying this and he went to his grave. An unfinished agenda, Mr. Chairman, of the world. When the Indian leadership, they themselves went, Mr. Nehru himself went to United Nations and he pledged in front of the Committee of the Nations that they, the Indian state, will make sure that they will commence plebiscite and they will let the Kashmiris decide with the power of ballot with which country they want to go, India or Pakistan. But Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, this is not a border dispute between two nuclear armed states. It's a human right issue. It's an issue of humanity. It's an issue of where humans are being killed and maimed and raped. And the answer of the Kashmiris to this Indian oppression is in the form of Mr. Riaz Naiku. It is in the form of Burhan Muzaffar Wani. When the world is not giving them the right of plebiscite and a ballot box, their grave is becoming their ballot box. And when the coffins are wrapped in the national flag of Pakistan, and when the Kashmiris are getting martyred and being buried, they're being themselves, with their own sweet will, they're being wrapped not in white coffins, but in Pakistani flag. Their grave is their ballot box. The Pakistani flag is their ballot paper. They're deciding, each and every Kashmiri in the Indian occupied Kashmir is deciding each day, each night, that they don't want to live with the Indians. They want to live a free life. And what to say if I don't remind this august house and the world, with your allowance, with the founder of the nation, when he said in 1938, way before Pakistan got its independence, way before we got our Pakistan resolution passed in 1914 Lahore, in 1938 he said a few words which are sufficient for anybody who wants to believe in humanity and who wants to get an understanding of whom Pakistanis are and whom Muslims are.
पार्लिमानी उमूर के वज़ीर ममलकत अली मोहम्मद